evening, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, damas y caballeros, and everyone in between. It is with great pleasure that we present to you tonight the Fossil of the Day Award. The Fossil of the Day Award is given out each night here at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh by the Climate Action Network International. And it is given to the country that is the best at being the worst, that does the most to do the least, and who tries in every bracket, comma, side event, informal, formal, formal, informal, bilaterals, I saw them over dinner yesterday, to make sure we do not reach a fair, just, and binding climate agreement. Can I get a boo? Oh, you can do better than that. Come on. Really let it all out. Everything you've been holding back today. Remember what that guy said in plenary. Can I get a boo? Much better. Thank you very much. But before we begin our presentation, won't you please join me in singing the Fossil of the Day anthem, a song which dates back to time immemorial, before the COPs even began, when emissions were at some sort of sane level a long, long time ago. Won't you please join me in singing the Fossil of the Day anthem? Maestro, if you please. Fossil of the day, fossil of the day, who is bad, who is worse? Fossil of the day, fossil of the day, all the blame, all the shame, fossil of the day. And tonight, we have a very special Fossil Award here at COP27. Because it's a time to talk about climate champions. And let's give it up. There's some countries in there that are really doing great stuff. Tanzania, Kenya, and Estonia have declared 100% renewable targets. Colombia plans to stop oil and gas development. And Tuvalu and Vanuatu are signing on, encouraging a fossil fuel non-proliferation treaty. Can we get a little cheer for the climate champions? But as you know, Fossil of the Day does not deal with that kind of climate champion. So we're going to talk about how to be a different kind of climate champion. And to do that, there's a few simple tricks that I will teach you now. And you can remember this, and you can go back home and be your own climate champion or head of state or whatever you want to do with this. Number one is aim far. Like 2038 far. You want to have at least a decade of wiggle room before you have to start doing any serious emissions reductions. Insider tip, not everyone thinks of this, offer to host the COP. That's way like, you get to name the outcome, and who knows what will be the outcome of this one. Maybe like Harm el-Sheikh or Sham el-Sheikh. But you get to choose that, and you get the comfy seats kind of right at the front of plenary. You get to watch everything. You're on the camera a lot. And you get to listen to what everyone says in their phone. Microphone, in their microphone. And also, a go-to if you don't know what to do to be a climate champion is just wait. Really, we've got time. You just be quiet. You can nod. You can agree with what other people said. But bide your time. If nothing happens, everybody wins. By everyone, I mean the 600 plus fossil fuel lobbyists that somehow get let in here this year. But the most important trick for Fossil of the Day, to be a climate champion, is you want to aim high. Like really, really high. But not with your emissions reductions. You want to aim high with what you compare those reductions to. So this is the trick. You got to use the business as usual logic. So based on that logic, we here at Fossil of the Day, we're going to announce our own fossil emissions reductions. You don't seem to believe me. Because listen, if the trend like this continues, we've been doing a show here every night for the past week. If this trend continues, we're going to be doing 48 shows by the end of the week. So we're going to reduce that. We're going to cap our fossil shows mid next week, reductions of 400%. So, I know we promised we'd be net zero by the end of this week to present the colossal fossil, but that's just not going to happen. But the important thing is that business as usual targets are fantastic because they can mean anything. I can reduce my duck consumption by 200% because I could have consumed 300 ducks, but I've only consumed 12 this week. Just all of the math in this show is totally made up, but maybe that makes sense for today's fossil winner. Likewise, zebra-related emissions, I can halve those overnight if I want to, and that's the kind of thing that makes you a climate champion. Or it makes you some weird guy in a skeleton suit yelling about ducks and zebras. Because the COPs really aren't about being good. That's the trick to being a climate champion. You don't have to be good, you just have to not be as bad as you could be if you were allowed to do everything really, really horrible that you wanted to. Think if they let people, fracture the surface of the earth and inject toxic poisons in there to try to capture greenhouse gases that are safely trapped underground. Or if they allowed people to, mine in protected areas or put coal plants next to poor people. The important thing is comparing what you could do to all the bad things you would do if given a chance. But unfortunately, so many of those bad things are what is already happening today. And that's exactly what business as usual is bringing us to. Which brings us to today's Fossil of the Day award. Can we get a drum roll, please? Today's Fossil of the Day award is given to Turkey! Ooh. Let me hear that one more time. Turkey! Is there anyone brave enough to come up and accept this heinous award? Oh, geez, here, you stand up here. Here you go, we'll give you this.
Thank you.
And you get the trophy too, the infamous Fossil of the Day.
This is well deserved.
Yep. Is there anything you could possibly say for yourself?
I can say for the Turkish delegation, guys, we know how to do math, but clearly it seems like you don't, so let us help.
Ooh, yeah, maybe a math lesson for the Turkish delegation. But, thank you. That is right. Turkey wins for a statement of confusion. So how do you take good news and turn it into a fossil of the day? Turkey managed to accomplish this today when their Minister of the Environment, Urbanization and Climate Change, Murat Kurum, announced their updated statement of contribution. The updated 2030 target has been increased from 21% to 41%. That sounds good, right? But Turkey has actually outperformed their business as usual BAU scenarios, also good, which their targets are based on, meaning that their new target is actually 30% increase by 2030 compared to actual 2020 emissions. Can we get a boo? This isn't the first time countries have played with baselines or other creative number games to allow themselves to keep fueling climate change while looking good on paper. We've pretty much seen it all and won't be fooled by the latest attempt to put lipstick on a pig. And if any of you have pigs that want to wear lipstick, that is okay. When Turkey ratified the Paris Agreement in 2021, President Erdogan also announced a net zero target date for Turkey of 2053. Unfortunately, the new targets aren't in line with pathways to reach this. However, according to calculations by climate civil society organizations and think tanks, Turkey's emissions could be reduced by 35% in absolute terms by 2030, compared to 2020 levels, thus achieving the 2053 net zero target in a planned and less costly way. Everyone's following these numbers, right? They're going to be on the test afterwards. At the end of the week, we're going to ask you about these. During his announcement, Minister Kurum said that Turkey wants to be a leader in climate and environmental policies. Being dishonest about your numbers would certainly be a first step towards that goal. There's a pathway towards true climate leadership. Turkey needs to decide if it will embrace it, and in doing so, also tackle the high bills, worsening air, water, and soil pollution, and increasing health problems caused by a dependence on fossil fuels. Or if we'll be happy just playing with the numbers. Can we get a final boo for Turkey? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames y messieurs, damas y caballeros, and everyone in between. This has been the Fossil of the Day Award. We will see you tomorrow and every night here at 6 p.m. to find out who is the best at being the worst and who is doing the most to do the least. But before we go, don't clap yet, I tell you. But before we go, won't you please join us in singing the Fossil of the Day anthem, that song that will be in all of your heads for at least the next 24 hours. Maestro, if you please. Of the day, fossil of the day, who is bad, who is worse? Fossil of the day, fossil of the day, all the blame, all the shame, fossil of the day. Thank you. If you'd like a press release, come right up and we'll take some photos now for anyone who wants one. No selfies.